Hi, I'm Rick Miller with Real Street News. I'm here with Tupper Briggs of RE/MAX Alliance, and we're talking about Evergreen real estate. And Tupper, I just want to get a sense from you. What is it like to live up here, and who do you find that's attracted to living up in this mountain area?
It is marvelous. The reason why is because we're so close to Denver. We're a quaint mountain town just like Pagosa Springs or Durango, and yet we have all the amenities, the sports teams we can go watch, the arts and culture, and most of the people from up here work down in Denver. So because we're so close to metropolitan Denver, it's a great place to escape from the city and yet have access to the city. We have fresh air. No roads are straight. We only have 11 stoplights in the entire Evergreen conifer area. It's only 30 to 45 minutes away from Denver, so it's just a wonderful, wonderful place to live.
So if you're a real estate agent, what do you need to know to be knowledgeable up here and selling real estate values? In other words, you know, it's not like you have subdivisions where all the houses are the same, and you know, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. There's no substitute for experience, because up here we don't have subdivisions like they do down in Denver, and so we can't just use cost per square foot or other metrics that a city broker might use to determine the value of a property. We have to actually look at the charm, the appeal, the amenities that the property has to offer, the sense of privacy, and virtually every home up here has something to offer. So they'll offer a view, they'll offer a wooded setting with a lot of privacy. Sometimes access is a little more difficult to get to some of these harder to find properties, and other properties are a lot more accessible, and that in and of itself seems to determine value as well.
And you were telling me that you and one of your brokers on your team will each assess the value of a potential listing and then convene and talk about, you know, where that's going, and I thought that was a pretty interesting way to do it when you have a difference in product up here.
Yeah. When we go out on a listing appointment, one of my partners and I go out on every listing appointment together, and after the listing appointment we come back to the office and we do 2 market analyses. I do one, my partner doesn't look at my work, they do one, I don't look at their work, and then we compare notes, and we call the client the next day to let them know what we think the value, or where they ought to go out to the market at. But the price is such an important thing up here, because no 2 homes are the same, and because of the market that we're in, that we feel it merits having 2 market analyses done on each one of our listings.
So statistically, can you tell me about what's going on here? What are you seeing now? I know we talked about lower inventories and that sort of thing, but what were you seeing sort of towards the end of the year?
Actually, as of the end of last year, we saw that inventory had fallen by 8%. That is, the number of homes that are on the market this year versus last year is down by 8%. The interesting thing we saw was that demand is up by 3%. So we're hopeful that that demand metric continues to go up. If we get demand to go up and we get supply to go down, we've got the makings of a real turnaround in the Evergreen market.
Can you talk a little bit about the commercial amenities? You know, you've got this cute downtown Evergreen area, and you know, how's that different from Conifer and Genesee and some of the other places around?
Well, it's interesting because when people contact us from across the country, they all seem to have heard of Evergreen. Not so much Conifer, Morrison, Idledale, Kittredge, Pine, and so Evergreen tends to be the name that everybody associates with this area, despite the fact that they may end up moving to Conifer, Pine, Kittredge, or another one of the hamlets that surrounds us. And Evergreen has more commercial amenities than anybody else. Conifer has a couple of shopping centers, but they really don't have a town square, but Evergreen does. And so Evergreen tends to become the centerpiece for the entire foothills area.
Great information. Appreciate you being with me.
Glad to be here.